Hello and welcome, Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is Roanoke Abyss on the Ladder 20x20 naval map, mostly. You can see by the sheer amount of water. TB AMD, a Brazilian player who's been playing since the dawn of time, playing Seraphim. You may know his other account, BRS, DCCCC. They are the same person. And no, it's not a Smurf, because they have the same rating. Chosen, another classic player, playing a very long time. We got double Seraphim. So maybe we will see some Phobo Cancer. Seems as though, well, I think it's one of the most powerful things at a lower level would be the Phobo. I mean, at the top level, it's one of the most powerful things as well, to be honest. But at a lower level, I think a lot of people watching could probably just spam Phobos to get a decent amount of rating. It's not going to help you improve much though, I guess. But then you can just watch farms and you just spam Phobos as well, so. Of course we have the classic player Lame, now banned for not even sure what. Being a bit of a cunt, I guess, but he was always a Phobo master. Always wanted those draws on the ladder. They're easy to get with that arty. So anyway, TBAMD has made just one Bex with his ACU, I guess. And it looks like he's only playing 8 P-Gens. He's going to expand with 4 engineers. Chosen. Not making too many P-Gens either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planned here. So same as TB. And looks like he's going to expand with maybe a few less or 1 less engineer. Take these islands. You always want to expand, walk to these islands. If you don't walk to these ones, you want to be planning to drop them pretty quickly. Just gonna make the air factory, make a few more pigeons, another air factory. And we'll see. First transport. You really always do first transport on Roanoke because the distance is so large that it's completely safe unless you have some terrible build order and your opponent has a good build order, which is not likely to happen. So, transport coming out. 6 engineers on standby. See them all on the right side here, away from the factories and away from the ACU. And the loading goes smoothly. So you want to try and have that arranged so that your engineers are on one side of your base, so that you can pick them up easily and don't have the ACU near them when they're loading, because it will just engineers will just bump into the ACU over and over and completely wreck your build. So what's the point in having a trans in a decent time if your engineers are not going to get on board? No point. So Chosen going to the right, and that's TB going past his own island, and he's gonna drop on Chosen's. And this is the side Chosen has not dropped. Now, did TB see? No, he didn't see where Chosen was going. So this is a bit of a blind one. So Chosen could already be here and have a factory, but it's fine. TB has found an empty island to land on. I have 1 max upgrade going for him. Probably could have started that a bit earlier, maybe. Chosen really lacking for power. I think that's because He made this second air factory when he could have been building power instead of that, and now he's really struggling a little bit for power. And also, oh yes, this, well, there's only 2 of them building, but that's going to be a decent bit of power expenditure there. So factory already up for TB. See, make sure he has plenty of resources when he's dropping. You don't want to land and then be missing the resources you need. You don't want to be stalling at all when you most need them, which is right now when you're fighting over an island. And he has walked engineers to both of these islands, the large expansions, because he's doing this drop over here. Now he should, maybe he could have dropped 1 engineer off here, or dropped 1 off after he landed and saw that he had the island to himself. Probably could have picked up an engineer, maybe dropped around. But he was busy trying to make sure he secures this right island, trying to win an air fight, keep a bomber nearby to stop some counter drop, because that's, well, it looks like Chosen didn't, oh, he didn't scout this island at all. So now he's dropped just 3 engineers, and it looks like he finished the factory, but his engineers are dying. He's gonna go for the reclaim, and he might lose the engineer. No, he's gonna survive. Ooh, just about. And there's a factory, but there's, so he's not gonna take this island. There's already 3 factories up here producing many engineers. So now would be a good time to grab some engineers and start dropping. You could quickly drop to these back islands, drop all these islands around here. That would be nice. But the focus is down here. We didn't see any other transporters, so this transport being idle is kind of bad, because we don't have a transport for this island. And we don't have a transport for this island, so they're going to be rather slow. And look at this, Chosen sending Zooies across already. Determined to be as annoying as possible. So Chosen's reaction here could be, well, to go for these islands. Go for 1 of these. Because this is too difficult to take back right now. I think one way to take back an island like this, there's a couple of ways that you need to plan for. As soon as you lose an island like this, you need to be thinking T2 com drop. Certainly one way to take back the island. Or T2 and just walking, but that would take quite a long time. And actually we have T2 from Chosen coming up now. Maybe he's getting it for power, maybe he's getting it for a drop though. Actually Zooey's coming off this island as well to be annoying and harass, and more Zooey's here from Chosen. Damn, the Zooey's are everywhere, and this island looks very vulnerable. 1 factory, 1 engineer, a few tanks, and no radar. And this factory is being targeted immediately. It's not going to be able to build anything. That looks dangerous over here. So yes, T2 transport, T2 com drop would be 1 way to take back an island. Another way to take back an island is, well, T2 Navy. That would be how to clear an island, that you can actually reach the stuff in the center. Zooey's making landfall. This factory slowly dying, not producing anything because it keeps getting shot in the face. This is, it looks dangerous, I think. And actually TB also making T2 with a lot of assists. He has 2 engineers helping him out there. Chosen looks like he's struggling for power perhaps. No, he isn't. He just doesn't have the map control to have a good economy. Only 1 T2 mech so far. TB meanwhile, 2 T2 mechs has not still got all of this island, but he has mostly everything. He doesn't have, well, he only has a couple mechs on here thanks to Chosen's rating, so still an advantage. Sizable advantage for TB in map control. There's a lot of Zoos coming off this island. And Chosen is dispatching bombers. He has seemed to have won air control here. Or at least TP's inties are elsewhere. TB grabbing these islands, getting some reclaim. Got these side islands. 3 of the central ones, and see Chosen meanwhile has not got either of these ones. He has this one over here, and that's exactly what I was going to mention. You can put factories everywhere when you're Seraphim and be super annoying because there's still no navy at all from TB. Chosen meanwhile has made all of these T1 factories to make frigates, and they'll certainly help versus the Zoos. Actually, the bombers are doing a good job, as well as the frigates. So, yeah, I would leave the bombers, maybe leave the bombers to do their shit, and then get those frigates across the map. Take out this factory as well. With the Zoos, you need to do a bit of scouting so you can actually, they can hit their targets, because they, as you can see, have very low vision range compared to their attack range. So scouting is necessary so they actually have targets to aim at. And these Zoos completely useless, just leaving mass in the ocean. It's actually decent mass, so it's worth reclaiming with a couple engineers for sure. And definitely not a good investment from TB. Although, well, he kept all the frigates at home, but that was it's a big cost to him to lose all those Zoos. They're not cheap. Not cheap. They're more expensive than any RT, any other T1 RT. They have the same power cost, I believe, but they have much more mass cost. Same build time though, so it drains more from the factories. Important detail to note. Another factory going up, so a lot of damage was done here with very little investment. You can see still TB struggling to get the island, but on his main island we got T2 mexes going. We have a T2 ACU, no T2 power, doesn't really need it yet. You can see, just because you have T2 tech doesn't mean that you need to actually make that T2 power. I mean, you can do and reclaim some T1 power, but if you rather spend your APM elsewhere, then that's reasonable, and just wait until you actually need the T2 power to construct it. T2 mexes on this island as well, so looking pretty good. He has taken severe damage on this island, lost several mexes, but this is all a bonus. It's all a bonus. Chosen as T2 Air, he's making a transport, and he has the tactical missile tac pack on the Seraphim commander and T2. Of course, T2. If you want to make the TML, you really ought to, in most cases, have T2. I mean, you can do it with T1, but the missiles don't build nearly as quick. It's a bit too slow. So you almost always want to have T2 on your commander when you're making tac packs, so that you can build those missiles very quickly and do a lot of damage before the TMD goes up. So Chosen moving to the left here with his T2 TML commander. No TMD in the base, of course. And he's moving very far to the left. Is he going to go around and down this way, maybe? What is the plan? Let's see what he sees. Knows there's factories here. Doesn't have radar, of course, but decent air force. And it looks like TB is coming with his air force. And actually, we have quite a few frigates. And now the frigs from TB are here. And also, he's going T2 Navy. And here come the TML, the tactical missiles. the TMs, I guess. But that sounds quite dumb. And he's gonna TML the factories. No gun on this commander, but there's only just a few T1 units, and he has Zuis in support. Now, the missile is building very slowly because of the mass stall, unfortunately, but he should still be fine. He can even just walk in and reclaim these factories extremely quickly. And most of these are Zuis, so he can dodge the fire and not take too much damage. Tanks would be more dangerous in this scenario. And there's just air flying overhead and getting absolutely destroyed. It's complete air suicide there by TB. The transport waiting in the wings. Maybe he'll be moving on somewhere after he takes care of this island. T2 Navy is out, and we have Destros coming, followed by some cruiser. Over here, there's a lot of Zuis on this side of the map, but there's bombers coming for them, and many frigates. Very few frigates for TB. This is a sizable force, but disappointing that no raiding has been done on the left or right side after Chosen made all those early frigates. Here we have these factories going up. Look like a bit of a waste of mass. They're in range of the frigates. You want to build your stuff in a bit closer to the middle to avoid this. Now this island is being cleared. Chosen will take it back and get some reclaim. Not very much though. Not very much reclaim left from there. He's going to take it back, and these Zuis are getting wrecked by all of the frigates. But the frigates still not doing too much damage though. They're sort of, well, a bit idle. Could be pressuring here. He could have these frigates all down here, killing T2 mexes on the edge of the base, killing. Oh, look at that, T3 mechs on the way. Holy shit. These frigates could be already down here at this main island, attacking the production and the mexes. This worries me. This eco from TB. Oh my god, he already has a T3 mechs. Chosen retakes the island. He needs to make use of this TML comp, like right now. There's now shield here, so these PGens are safe. It would take 3 missiles to bring down the shield, and yeah, it's not going to happen. We have a T2 commander standing under there anyway, so TMD will go up promptly. This island is still alive. Bombers trying to harass Zuis, but many dead mexes. Chosen needs to kill this stone dead, and he also needs to build these mexes and make use of this TML comp. T2 mexes going up in this expansion is almost completely undefended. Has 1 factory, some engineers, and a T1 PD, and that's all. So damage can be done here, and we have a lot of gunships and bombers looking to do damage. Still some empty mech spots, which ought to be taken. These factories were a complete waste of mass. About 1200 mass there, just wasted, to be honest. And this Destro is doing very nicely. It's reported by these freaks. Can easily defeat the T1 Navy that Chosen has. He now is on T2, making his own Destros. The Vultus doing damage. They did get a buff this year, so they are, because Seraphim don't have a T3 gunship now, Vultu is a bit more expensive and a bit more powerful than other T2 gunships. has more health and damage, as well as a higher cost. So you want to be pretty scared when even a few of them come for your ACU. Chosen still, come on dude, get this guy in a transport and go kill something. He's trying to get his eco back in order, but he should do that with engineers. He needs to do insane damage. Does he know? Does he know? Oh my god, we have 3 T3 maxes. Okay, we can see 2 have actually been upgraded. But has he noticed? That's the other question. Scouting is a little lacking, but the damage he's doing, look at this. He may be able to kill this Max, although now he's lost the radar signature, unfortunately. Gets a few shots away, but disappears into the fog of war. And actually this PD defends versus the Zoes. Zoe can't see this. Got a scout. Well, actually he could target the wall there and probably kill the PD eventually. On the right side, look at this mix. Many Zoes, couple Destros, many Frigs, and a cruiser as well. Complete naval force there. Is going to push, and we only have 1 Destro and some 2 on Navy. That's not going to cut it versus this. There's definitely room for pushing for TB. No T2 Maxes to kill on this island though. A lot of bombers coming out from Chosen. He really wants to take out the Zoes with the bombers, and actually the Navy runs away, but the Zoes are a lot slower, and so they get taken out. On the left side, oh look at these guys, adventurous guys, getting into the middle of the base, but still none of these T2 Maxes have died, and actually Chosen has arrived. And he has a nasty power stall, or mass stall. You can see this missile building quite slowly. Oh, he targets the factory. He's going for factories first and then T2 Maxes. Maybe an error, maybe not, we'll see. I think the Maxes would be first priority for me. Now, perhaps these subs can come in. Maybe this cruiser could be sniped. Frigates are going to die very quickly to the destroyer. And the Zoes probably die to the frigates if they're micro a little bit. But if they don't move, they get pounded. And look at that. And now the Zoe's just gonna run away, go to the island, and they can probably do a lot of damage there. Chosen's still waiting for his attack pack to load, and look, he's pushing back on the right side as well. Very good damage, but what he really needs, ooh, look at that, he has actually managed to wipe out the island. All these bombers just constantly bombarding the island, and now all factories and build power are dead. And he has engineers there to annex the place. Now the TMLs are flying. We have a bit of mass, and you can see suddenly it's loading very quickly. And that is why you don't stall mass, my friends. And all the T2 Maxes are dead in a flash, and that's why you have T2 as well on your commander, so that you can do that. Make that many Maxes disappear in that short a time. That's only good. Several Destros in here. Actually, one of them even submerged. I think a bit of a mistake. It is a good idea to submerge low HP. I suspect this guy's dying to air perhaps or something, so he was submerged. But you want to keep the high health ones on the surface so they can use their most damaging aspect of their weaponry, which is those lasers. But if they're low HP, put them underwater so they're protected from frigates, other Destro fire, direct fire, and also gunships, T1 bombers, stuff like that. And they can still use their torpedo damage from below in a much safer way and probably, hopefully, survive dying. We have a transport full of engineers. Looks like this is not going to be held for any length of time by Chosen, but the left island is dead and TB is now on a single island. And Chosen has 3 islands to himself and has killed 2 more. He attempted to take this one but was unsuccessful. He's killing this and there's nothing left here. There's constant Zoos. Again, the T1 bombers just being spammed over. Constant pressure and the Zoos kill anything else that's left here. And even these destroyers can lose some HP to these T1 bombers. Look at that. Sarah Destro has no anti-air. Yeah, this is the exact time you submerge, when your Destro is dying to T1 bombers. Won't protect them from the torpedoes, but yep, T3 air for Chosen, and he has a strat out already. He doesn't have any T3 P-gen, so he's certainly stalled to get that one out. Or actually, the mass was the limiting factor on that one. Strat, of course, very, very expensive unit. Here you can see 2100 mass. Extremely expensive unit. And what's he gonna do with it? Oh, look at this. TB AMD has now 5 T3 mexes. He has 1 island alone, but 5 T3 mexes on there. And he has T3R, he has ASF. This strap bomber surely can't do much. And on the right, he has actually dropped. He's retaking his island, adding more naval build power, getting all the reclaim. There's significant reclaim. A lot of T2 Navy died here, and T1 and Zoos. And he's pushing forward. And look at this force. 6 Destros, 2 cruisers. Nothing can be done to this by Chosen. And nice spy planes above, scouting in front and around to see if there is any force ready to meet him, and there isn't. There's a single destroyer for Chosen, and TB is moving in on the bottom. Chosen has 3 destroyers, but they're look a bit lost, and the strap bomber just dropped a bomb on this. Oh, and it dropped its wreck in the bomber on the P-gen. I was wondering how it did so much damage. It did that because of the crash damage, and these Destros have gone down. Over here, the one Destro trying to defend is killed. Air being sent in to try and deal with this, but the HQ is surely going to die. There's only a few gunships. This cruiser's still alive. Ah, that is sad. It was so low on HP. He thought it was dead, but it lives. And over here, Chosen trying to set up a base, trying to get some Zoos. But it looks too far gone now. He had a momentary respite. He made us think he was getting back into this by reducing TB to a single island, but who needs expansion when you have T3 mexes? Not TB. He doesn't need shit. 6 T3 mexes. Does not care. Chosen can have all these T2. Even has these T1s, so no T3 mex whatsoever. No mass, no win. And he is now trapped on this island. He will not be leaving, surrounded by cruisers, destroyers, ASF flying overhead, torpedoes preventing him from entering the water, and nothing's coming out of the factory after this attack pack commander. And here they come. And he dodged. Well, a bit of a dodge there. You can dodge Nothas pretty easily, but you can't dodge Surf and Destros. You can hope they hit the land though. But this time, Chosen is gonna go down as full Vet Commander, taking his time to die. But there he goes. GG. Nice game. Maybe. Well, TB did well, did the right thing. Used his early advantage, just kept ecoing, and those T3 Mexes just meant he didn't give a shit if he lost his expansion, because he had all the mass he needed. And yeah, Chosen just behind in economy. He really needed to do. I think he was on this island way too long, wasting his TAC pack commander. He should have taken this island back and then immediately been trying to do more damage with the TAC pack, like being more aggressive, dropping forward. Let's see the range actually. If we see here, this is the TML range. So he could be over here. It can be near an island, so you can step out of the water to avoid, say, torpedo bombers. You know, force your opponent to have two different types of air unit if they want to snipe you, and then get the TMLs away and then run or fly away. Could have done a lot of damage, but took his time there, and TB, well, TB was just too far ahead. Chosen didn't do the requisite damage. This drop at the start really was a very nice move, and a tad lucky, I would say. But anyway, well played both players. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you the next one.